Welcome back. Let's see if we can share this. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tapping this video, clicking on it. We're going to do a little bit of chatting as to how to handle people that have done you wrong. I'm going to give it a few more moments to see who joins us. Hope you're having a terrific night, day, and ready for a brand new week. Starting off with positivity as always. So we're going to give it a few more moments just to see who joins in on this conversation. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Hey, Chantil, hello. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody is doing great. Hope you're feeling good. Hello, I'm Deshanti. Hello. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. So, basically, we want to talk about how do you handle people that have done you wrong. And this could be family, friends, lovers, people on your job, people in your neighborhood, childhood friends. You know what I mean? It could be anybody that you feel like that have done you wrong in some way. So we're going to be just, hitting the highlights on that and seeing how everybody is coping with that, or seeing what you've done, in your lifetime to cope with people that do you wrong. And then they come back around, they want to act like nothing happened. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say that you have every right to back up and protect your mental health. You have every right to back up and protect your personal space. Just because people are seeking forgiveness and people want to come back around, that does not mean that you have to abide by that. I will say that it's important for you to forgive people, so that you can move forward in life, but you don't even have to tell a person you forgive them. You don't have to tell them that. You don't have to broadcast it. You could just, you pray on it about the forgiveness and you move forward with your life. A lot of times when people do things, for some reason, they want to just act like it didn't even happen. And so I'm a firm believer that no, you don't hold a grudge, but if somebody has damaged you in some way, you have to show a change in your behavior to let them know that how you treated me was not okay. How you did was not okay. And that doesn't mean you got to constantly tell them. That doesn't mean that you have to, act the way that they act. It's just that you have to display that how you were treated, it wasn't cool. It wasn't cool. Okay. Um, and then you got to get back to living. You got to get back to living. You got to move on with your life. You got to focus on your goals. You got to focus on things that make you happy. Because the one thing you don't want is to allow this person or people to control your happiness. You don't want anybody to control your happiness like that. And if a person feels like they got you, if a person feels like that they can make or break you, most times people will try to break you. People will try to break you in a way that you probably never thought about. I thought about being broken before. And so you don't ever give a person that much power. Hey everybody, if you're just tuning in, you don't ever give a person that much power over you. Okay? Like I said, I am a advocate for forgiving people. I am a advocate for forgiving people and moving on with your life. And I'm also an advocate for forgiving people in silence. I do not feel like you have to always go to somebody and say, I forgive you. I just don't feel like you have to do that. I feel like you can forgive a person if you know you've done something wrong or if they've done something wrong to you. I feel like you can repent and all that on your own. And then you figure out how you're going to proceed with this person. You know, I think a lot of times, a lot of people get caught up and thinking that they have to constantly put up with different things, and you do not. There has to be a consequence. That's true, Teresa. Absolutely. There has to be a consequence. Okay. That does not mean you just become evil towards somebody. That doesn't mean that you do what they've done. You do to them what they've done to you. It does not mean that. It is showing this person that they have scarred you in a way, that you and them are never going to be the same. You know, like I can still talk to you, I can still help you, but we're not close like we used to be. I don't trust telling you stuff like I used to. You know, a lot of people make a mistake of thinking that they could do you any old kind of way, and you're supposed to go right back to how they were, how you were before they did whatever they did. No, no. A lot of people want that kind of control, and you have to show people that you're not about that. You have to show that person or those people that you demand respect. You got to show people that. Because when you stop demanding respect, you lose a lot. Hey, Teresa, I can forgive the sick person. I don't have to forgive the act. I most definitely don't have to make myself available to them. That's right. That's right, Teresa. Yeah, that's absolutely. You said it all. You never have to make yourself available to people that are okay disrespecting you, that are okay mistreating you. You don't have to do that. I don't care who gets mad. Whether it's this person we're talking about, or other friends, or other family, or whoever. The whole group can get mad. If you like me, I really don't care. You can stay mad at me. I don't care. But as long as you know that I know, Teresa. As long as that person knows that they can't do you any old kind of way, and you respect, because what they're gonna do, they're gonna say, "Oh, that's a woman, that's a man that respects themselves. Oh, I can't do that with them." But if you go right back and acting like nothing happened, they'll keep doing that, and they'll get worse. They will get worse. And so the moment that they show you that terrible act or whatever they do, you got to already keep it in your mind. And you got to push back. You got to push back. Cuz what it looked like, they're treating you bad and you still gonna give them the same energy. You still gonna sit on the phone and talk to them. You still gonna be available to them. No matter how they treated you, no matter what they've said, how they act, you still gonna be available to them. No, there has to be a consequence for the action. And that does not mean making this person suffer. That means backing up away from the individual and analyze how you're going to handle this situation moving forward. If that means that you cut the conversation short, do that. If that means you don't even talk to them anymore, do that. Because sometimes, just like Teresa just mentioned, some acts are unforgivable, almost unforgivable. We try to forgive everything, but some things are just like they're very, very hard, and it takes a lot to get to a place of being able to forgive a situation. Teresa says, I have told people that if you are violated by someone who should have protected you, you don't have to be around them. You don't owe them nothing. That's true. Absolutely. Hey, Chantel. They do get worse. Chantel says they do get worse. And sometimes your absence is their suffering. Yeah. I remove myself completely. I know I will. I will remove myself from an unhealthy situation in a minute. It does not take me long to remove myself from an unhealthy situation because somewhere in there, that person has to learn. They have to learn how to treat you and everybody else. They have to learn. And sometimes, y'all, I'm a firm believer that you may have been sent to people's lives on their path to teach them that lesson, to help them see that, hey, this is not okay. It's not okay to treat somebody like this. It's not okay to do these things or say these things. It's not okay. It's never been okay. You know? And you have to show that it's not okay. And the way that you show is by you backing up, standing your ground, and taking your power back. And a lot of people are so afraid to do that. But that shows so much strength. A lot of times people don't like for you to get quiet because they don't know what you're thinking. They don't know what you're thinking. They don't know how you're moving. They don't know, you know what I mean? They can't really figure out how to move because you're not saying anything. I told my grandmother not too long ago, I said, the devil can't mess up what he don't know. You know what I'm saying? He can't mess up what he don't know. So if you broadcasting and showing this person who has wronged you that it's all right to walk all over you, that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. Staying in a harmful relationship is not love or loyalty. It is insanity. Thinking they will change. Yeah. Most times they will not change. Most times they will not change. More times than not, they will not change. Usually people don't change unless they're made to do it. How do you make a person change? You can't change them, but you can change how they think about you by you not allowing the behavior, by you not allowing the name calling, the shaming, the disrespect. You can change their perception of you. You can't change their actions. You can't change how they address you, but you can change how they see you by you leaving them alone. You know, I'm never going to tell anybody, even if when I have to um talk to my child in the future about friends, about family. They come home one day and they say, "Hey, mom, this right here going on. This person is treating me this way or that way." I'm going to try to figure out what's going on first. I want to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. But if I feel like that they're doing pretty much what they're supposed to do and they're still being mistreated, I'm going to let them know you don't have to put up with that. You don't have to put up with that to have friends and all this you don't have to put up with that to fit in with anybody. I am going to emphasize self-love, loving yourself so much that when you see that something isn't right, you immediately pull yourself away. A lot of times we're not told this as kids. A lot of times maybe our parents just didn't think about it. You know what I mean? So we can't be mad at our parents, because I can tell you one thing. A parent is doing the very best that they could do at that time. You know what I'm saying? And that's even if no parent is perfect. Even if they weren't there, even if they were halfway there, at that particular time, they were probably doing the best that they could do. You never know. Just because somebody is a parent, that does not mean they're not out here making mistakes. That does not mean that they're not suffering in silence. That doesn't mean that they're still not trying to sort out stuff. That just means that they're a parent. They haven't figured it out yet. And so they're trying to figure it out. And that's why some parents are way better with their grandchildren, because they got a whole different chance. They got another chance to do something different. That's why grandparents are that way with their grandkids, because they got another chance. What they didn't get to do with their child, when they finally get a grandchild, they get to do that with them. Love isn't cruel, evil, or sadistic. Love can be hard, confusing, beautiful, comforting, and so much more. That's true. So a lot of things that we put up with, y'all, it stems from our childhood. Not everybody had a bad childhood, and not everybody had a good one. But a lot of times our parents didn't really emphasize loving yourself and not putting up with certain things. It was when things would get really bad that they may say something. I'm talking about now, really emphasizing to people, it's your grandchildren or your children, and that while they're still young, help them to work on their self-love. So hopefully they don't have to go through a heartbreak in order to love themselves later. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, a lot of us have went into situations broken. We went into friendships broken. We went into relationships broken, or just lost, or thinking that we got something that feels like love and it's not, because we didn't love ourselves enough. Because when you really love yourself, I can attest to this, and I'm sure a lot of you others of you can. When you really love yourself, you're not gonna put up with lying. You ain't gonna put up with cheating. You ain't gonna put up with any type of abuse. You ain't gonna put up with none of that crap. You won't do it. You will not do it. And a lot of us in this chat tonight, we've been through those things. And maybe, just maybe, we didn't love ourselves enough. And guess what? That's okay. We got another chance. I would be one of those women who would have been in an abusive relationship. I would. Yeah. A lot of people don't think they could be in an unhealthy relationship. A lot of people, oh man, I can't believe that happened to me. A lot of people say that. A lot of people do. And I didn't think I could be in one. I'm sure a lot of you didn't think you could be in one till you were in one and you were like, whoa. And the thing about an abusive relationship or unhealthy relationship, it takes all that you have. And for some reason, you can't just leave. That's what we call a true soul tie. You feel compelled to stay with that person for a while, even though they're not good for you. Because the underlying issue is self love. We hadn't strengthened our self love enough, hadn't really worked on ourselves enough. Because now I can promise you, if any of you go and date somebody right now, if any of you go and date somebody right now and you've been working on yourself, that mess that you put up with 15, 20 years ago or 10 years ago or 5 years ago, you're not going to put up with it. No, you're not going to put up with it. You'll probably shut it down right when it starts. When you see just the ounce of it, somebody trying to, verbally attack you or physical or mental or emotional, you're going to shut that thing completely down. Like, look, we can't do this. I appreciate your time. Yeah, Teresa, it's hard. It is hard when you're in I don't want to say the ABUSEs too much. I don't want to get flagged, but when you're in an unhealthy relationship that begins with an A, y'all know, for some reason, that is one of the hardest relationships to get rid of. It's one of the hardest relationships to leave. So kudos to anybody that has been strong enough. I don't care how long you were in a relationship. You were strong enough to walk away. A lot of people don't walk away. And unfortunately, some people don't even make it. And y'all know what I mean by make it. Some people are no longer with us because of being in an unhealthy relationship that went all the way just bad to the point that it took their life. It happens to men too. Yeah, it happens a lot more to men than we know. Some men are starting to come out and talk about it, but a lot of times men are suffering in silence. They're going through it too. They have to, keep their partner off them, because for some reason, some women think that it's okay to just slap on their men or hit them upside the head. No, that's abuse. Come on, man. Your hands don't belong on anybody's face in a violent way. Your hands do not belong on people to be violent and to be harmful and, to be disrespectful. No one should be doing that to anyone else. Shouldn't be doing that at all. It should never be allowed. If you start dating somebody, y'all, I'm going to put y'all on game. A lot of y'all know. A lot of y'all know. A lot of y'all, you've been through some things. And the ones that know, feel free to comment in the chat with what I'm about to say. When you start dating somebody, maybe you haven't dated in a while and you start dating somebody new, and if you start seeing that this person is crazy, they start out yelling, or they start out lying, or they start out just being extra for no reason, you need to evaluate that early. They are already showing you a sample of what's to come. They already yelling at you. They already lying to you, cussing you out, treating you bad, saying little slick stuff to you. Man or woman, you need to zoom in. And I guarantee you, if you zoom in and you look at it, you can save yourself a few months or years of mess. That's right. Hey, the brat, that brat. Hey, I hope this message is resonating with you. Because I felt led to do this message tonight. I felt like somebody needed to hear it. Somebody needed to hear what's coming out in this message. Let me say it again, y'all. If you, and once again, the ones that been through it, please help me out in the chat. Let's help each other out with this situation. If you start dating somebody new, or you in a situation right now, and that person starts yelling, they start cussing at you, lying to you, treating you bad, walking away while you're talking, making you feel unsettled because of their actions, you need to evaluate. You need to see the situation for what it is, and you need to remove yourself. Because they are showing you a sample of what's to come. They're showing you a little bit of it. So that means if you stick around, you're going to get the full course meal, and you're not going to like it. That's usually what we miss, is the signs in the beginning. We usually miss the signs in the beginning. And I'm not telling you stuff to make you feel bad. I'm telling you, 1111 on the screen. I'm telling you this, y'all, because I've been through it. And a lot of others in here have been through it. And let me tell you something. Being in an unhealthy relationship changes a lot of things for you. When you get out of that, you have to heal, and you have to get back to self, and you're never the same. You can either become better or you can become worse, but you're never going to be back to your baseline. Which that could be a good thing, because if you become more aware because you walked away from something that's not right, kudos to you. But I'm talking about moving forward, because I feel like this is not spoke on enough. You know, we hear about narcissist this, narcissist that, da 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 da. That word is worn out. What we don't hear enough about, how can I stop a unhealthy relationship at the beginning? You know? How can I stop an unhealthy situation at the beginning? We don't talk about that enough. A lot of times we wait until we get into something months or years to say, "Oh my gosh, I'm in an unhealthy relationship." And the stuff that you're noticing now, it was going on the whole time. That man didn't start acting crazy yesterday. That woman didn't start acting crazy last week. They were already crazy. They were already an unhealthy individual. You just had to go through something to see it. But you weren't really tuned in like that. They were already unhealthy from the beginning. I promise you, everybody shows who they are at the beginning. If we're smart and we looking for it. A lot of times we can get so caught up in, "Oh my gosh, I haven't dated in a while. I like this person. They fine." And da-da-da-da. We get caught up in that piece that we stop looking at the heart of the person. That we don't look at their character, how they talk and how they act. We so caught up in the illusion, like caught up in how they look and the fact that, hey, we're out on a date after however many years. You know? And then you find out sometimes this person is a monster. They're a monster. They're a monster. So what I have started doing when I have clients that come to me, and a lot of times people just want to talk. They just want somebody to listen to them, right? And they tell me something about what they've been through, and I said, "Well, how was he or how was she at the beginning?" And it takes them. Do you know it takes them a while, a little bit? They'll say everything was good at the beginning, then I'll say no. How was this person really at the beginning? And they pause. Every one of them, they pause, and they got to think about it. Like, wait a minute. You know why they pause? They're pausing because they know at the very beginning they were caught up in the looks and the intimacy and the dates and all that. So that's why they gotta pause and think about, well, how did this person really treat me? Yeah. Mine started as a push nudge, some insults, and it turned into yelling, false accusations, then more physical. Next thing I knew, fist to eye, then to my mouth. Oh my gosh, Teresa. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry you went through that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one. I'm glad you brought that up. Making false accusations, accusing you of being with another man or another woman, and they know that you're not doing that. Y'all, that is mind control. That is manipulation at its finest. Trying to make you second guess yourself, just trying to set you up for an unhealthy situation. If I accuse you of doing this or doing that, you'll become so loyal to me, you'll be scared to go off. They want to put you in a state of fear to control you. To control you. Right. I believe that, Teresa. A lot of times it is projection of what they're doing. And they want the attention off of them. So they lie on you. Oh, you doing this? Oh, you doing that? I know you cheating. No, 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 no. And they know you're not cheating. They know that. Don't ever think that they don't know. Just like they claiming that they know that you cheating, they got the same energy in knowing that you're not cheating. It's a game. It's a way to control you, want you to live in a state of fear so that you won't want to leave when you recognize the truth about them. A lot of times, if you stick around long enough, you're going to find out some things about this person that you never thought was there. And what they know is that if you really got to know them, you're not going to want them. So they start out trying to control you, trying to like get you all messed up and hooked on them, because it's like, okay, if he or she really figure out who I really am, they gonna dump me. That's why you got people that either in the past they have and confusion. That's right, Teresa. Yeah. Some of y'all have been in relationships where somebody tried to intentionally get you pregnant years back, tried to get you pregnant, or they tried to get pregnant by you. I'm telling you, that is unhealthy. It's a way to keep you attached, because if you get to know how they really are, you're not going to want them. And they know that. They know they're not worth it. So they want to get you emotionally tied to them. Because if they have your emotions, if they feel like if they have your heart, they got you. That's a sick way to think, but that's how most people do that are not healthy people. So then when you get away from them and you don't have nothing to do with them, oh my gosh, it hurts them. Off balance you are, the easier it is for them to do what they want. That's right, Teresa. So they want to keep you in a state of fear. Let me accuse you of things that I know you're not doing to make you scared. Then I'm going to accuse you of something else. And then so when I lie, when I get caught in a lie, this is that person now. When I get caught in a lie, I have been messing with your mind so much that you scared to even say anything about the lie that I just got caught in. You scared to talk about the person that I got caught on the phone with. You scared to talk about the time that I came home late and didn't tell you where I was. You see what I'm saying? If I keep you in a state of fear, then you're not going to want to question me. You're not going to want to question when I really show you. Now, this is that person I'm talking about. You're not going to want to question me when I show you that, hey, I'm not really worth it. When you find out the truth about me, this is what this person, this narcissist or whomever this is, when you find out the real truth about me, you're not going to want me. So I want you to want me from the beginning. Let me start molding your brain and your heart so that when you figure out who I really am, you're going to say, oh, I'm so in love with you that I can't leave. Even though you're sorry, even though you're not healthy, even though you got some stuff with you, I'm going to stay right here because I've already fallen in love with you. This is what they want. They want you to have already fallen in love with them. So therefore, when you really get to know all about them, it's not easy for you to walk away. Because this person know from the beginning that they're not, yeah, let me fix you. Yeah. Yeah. They know from the beginning, y'all. They know from the first conversation, the first date. Whether you met them out and about online, somebody hooked y'all up, it don't matter. They know from the gate that they're not any good for you. Probably not any good for anybody. They just hoping. They're just hoping they can get somebody else that they can control because it's worked for them before. It's worked for them. But as they start getting older and all that, they start losing supply. They start losing out on things. People get tired of that stuff. You're getting too, like I say, you getting too old to be playing games. Let them fix themselves. That's right, Teresa. Let them fix themselves. They're the only ones they can do with the help of the Lord. You can't do anything for this person, but get yourself caught up in a whirlwind of drama, deceit, betrayal, all kinds of mess. That's why they start out doing you wrong at the beginning. It is a way to mold you. Do you wrong and then they come back to you. That is a control tactic. That is a control tactic because think about it. Who in their right mind gonna do you wrong intentionally and then want to come right back and act like it didn't happen? No, they're trying to mold you. They're trying to control you because if I can control your heart and I can control your mind, I got you. That's when you have to know, yeah, they may have made an impression on my heart and on my mind, but they didn't do anything. They didn't influence my spirit. And when I say your spirit, your intuition, your God-given gift. And if your intuition, I don't care how much you might care for this person, your intuition telling you to move, you need to get out of the way. If your intuition is nudging you to pay attention, you need to do that. Because we get signs. You can't tell me you haven't gotten signs. You haven't gotten clues when it's time to walk away. Because we all have. Oh, yeah, Teresa, when they try to isolate you. Absolutely. Yeah. Accusing you of sleeping with your friends, the friends you've had for years. Years. You need to get away from that. I had a guy, he tried to accuse me of sleeping with the landscaping man, the guy that does the landscaping. This man has been doing the landscaping for years. Does an awesome job. But because he was trying to control the situation, he started that. Oh, how I know you ain't dealing with him. How I know, come on, man. You don't need that. You don't need that. And guess what? I had that guy to do the yard way before I knew him. So, take it from me, y'all, or anybody else. If you haven't received anything else out of this message tonight, you got to take your power back. You got to know when to walk away from people when they do you wrong. You got to know how to forgive and really walk away, because there's certain doors that need to be closed and they need to stay closed. Some doors need to be sealed shut because they're just that unhealthy. And anybody that tries to make you feel bad for you not talking to them anymore, or you not dealing with their unhealthy patterns, a lot of times that is a mind control tactic as well. And you have to be strong enough to rise above all that. You really do. I don't think it's talked about enough about mind control, about, that kind of stuff. We talk about everything else. We talk about narcissism. We talk about all that, love bombing, all that. But there's not enough discussion on at the very beginning when people already have an idea of what they want to do. Yeah, that's right, Teresa. People from the jump. How can you identify when somebody is just coming into your life with the agenda to control and trying to set up the emotional I can't say that word too much on YouTube, but the emotional abuse? How do we identify signs? We're not talking enough about that. We're doing a lot of discussing on narcissism. How this person is a narcissist. Oh, no, 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 no. But are we talking about how can I identify that this person is emotionally unhealthy? How can I identify that this person is only coming into my life to control me? What are the signs? What can I look for in body language to kind of give me a clue that this person is insecure and they're controlling? What are the words that I can look out for that'll let me know that, hey, this may not be the situation for you? Because those are the signs. A lot of times when we look back on the situations that turned out to be just horrible, we can look back at the very beginning. We can see things that we missed. That's true, Teresa. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why we have to have that discernment button pressed. It may not, some people are just real good at it. But when you love yourself and you really been working on yourself to love you, your body's gonna pick up on some stuff. You might not even want to pick up on it. You know what I mean? But when you've been really doing the work, you're gonna pick up on stuff. You might not even know exactly what it is, but it's just something that's not gonna sit well in your spirit. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, something feels off. Like, you know, you're gonna have a natural response to energy that's just not right when you've been working on yourself. Even if it's that little surge when you're around somebody, that's a signal. Yeah. I know y'all have been around people and you felt like something was off. I've literally been around people and I could feel the darkness, and I've also could feel the lightness in people. And being around people that have a dark, heavy energy, y'all, that is very draining. If you ever been around somebody that it felt dark, their energy felt dark and just all over the place, that energy is very heavy and it's draining, you know? So you got to always pay attention to what your body is telling you. Pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to your visions, your dreams. It's okay to be attracted to this person. It's okay to like what you see, but look beyond the surface. That's right, Teresa. Try to really look beyond the surface. Stop looking so much at the beautiful face or the nice body or, even if they're just attracted to you, look beyond that. You got to look at the inner. They might be just so good looking on the outside, but inside they might be a hot mess. If you turn this person inside out, it'd be, you wouldn't even want to look at them. So you got to pay attention to that. Because the red flags that we ignore in the beginning are usually the ones that are really waving at the end. They grow and they become great big flags just waving at the end. You know? So I hope that this message, hey DJ, I hope that this message reaches all of you well. And I hope that there's been something in here that has helped and that will continue to help. Because like I said, I don't think this has talked about enough of how to really identify, unhealthy behavior from the beginning. From the beginning. Because people show you who they are at the very beginning. Before they even, before they know it, before they even want to show you who they really are. A lot of times they're showing you. A lot of times they're already showing you. And that's when we have to identify it. We have to know, we have to see it for what it is. Okay? All right, y'all. Thank you so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you coming in. Make sure you like this video and subscribe. If you know someone that needs to hear this message tonight, please share it, okay? If you listen to this tomorrow, please share the message if you have someone that needs to hear it. Thank you so much, Teresa, and everyone else that has commented and participated in this chat. My goal is just to provide something, some food for thought, some things to think about and really evaluate life and decisions and different things like that. By no means am I trying to impose my belief system on you, just giving you a different way of thinking about things, okay? Have a great one, y'all. We will speak again tomorrow or within a few hours. Take care of yourself. Remember, you are worth it always. And be good, y'all. Rest well. Bye.